Someone found out who you were and was instantly shook. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, someone found out who you were and was instantly shook. I need somebody to drop in the comments and say that's normal. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say that's normal. Now, the reason why I say that is because if you are a chosen one, somebody who's God-fearing, somebody who has a spiritual aura about themselves, a person who's not just a Christian, but Christ-like, right? When you are that type of individual, you are popping your ish without even having to open up your mouth. It's all around you. It's your aura, right? It's your body language. It's who you are without you having to introduce yourself. And so you have to understand something. Once people find out who you are, okay, after being around you for a certain amount of time, I don't care if it was 5 minutes or 5 years, when they finally realize who you are, they're going to be shook and it's going to cause them to act a little different. All right. Now, here's the reality, y'all. Those who act this way, they have an insecurity and uncertainty, right? And they're not confident in who they are. Okay. See, family, when you are confident in who you are, you automatically know that what God has for me, you can't take it. Right. That's why I don't get jealous of people. I don't care if you are someone doing the same thing as me, the same thing that I've done in the past, or somebody who's inspired by me. I don't care. In fact, I'm going to clap for you and congratulate you. You know why? Because I know what God has for me, he has for me. And what he got for you is what he has for you. Your success does not equals my failure. Your win does not mean that I am losing. However, y'all, a lot of people in our culture and in the world have this issue mentally. Oh, because they winning, I'm about to lose. Oh, all because they succeeding, that mean I'm failing. No, they're just having their moment. They're having their time. Or maybe this is something that's going to take them over to 10 plus years. It happens. Sometimes people make one good move and they're a millionaire for the rest of their life. It happens. But it does not mean that God is done with you. Somebody drop in the comments and say, God ain't done with me. Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, God ain't done with me. All right. And so it leads me to say this. Once a person figure out how confident you are, once a person figure out how spiritually well-rounded you are, once a person figure out how powerful you are, they begin to act different because they really are shook and they can't fathom to see that little old you. Yeah, regular old you. The person who they look down upon or the person who they never expected it from have this type of power within. And so it caused them to act a certain way. And the last thing I'm going to say about this, it's a competition to them, y'all. It is a competition. That's another reason they're shook, because they feel like you can take my spot. You can take my position, right? Last thing I'm going to say on this, and before we get into this video, is I was watching a video by Bob Proctor, right? And he was speaking about when you are a professional, when you are an expert, competition don't exist. And for a minute, I was like, no, man, you wrong, Bob. Man, you wrong. Okay, and by the way, RIP to the late, great Bob Proctor. But I was like, man, you wrong, Bob. But when I thought about it, I got it. He said that at the top, when you are expert, competition don't exist. Right? A person who he was mentoring, he said, you couldn't take my spot if you wanted to. I want to help you. You've done a phenomenal job. I want to help you. You couldn't take my position if you wanted to. Why? Because I am an expert in my field. People come to me not because what I can do for them, but the experience I give them, the results I give them. Right? So understand something, y'all. When you hurt, it ain't no competition. Why are you scared? Somebody drop that down below in the comments. Why are you scared? It ain't no competition, but they are competing, y'all. All right. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get directly into it. Y'all know every time I do a long intro, it's never unnecessary, y'all. It's always needed. But here I am, y'all, giving y'all another story. We're going to go ahead and get directly into this video. As y'all can see, it's a little bit later of a post. All right. Quick story, y'all. Very quick, I promise. I had to go turn in my rent today, y'all, because it was some technical difficulties on the leasing office end, and so it led me to have to be in Navy Federal longer than expected. And I'm like, man, they throwing me back, but it is what it is, y'all. I had to take my money order, not my money order, but my cashier's check. You know, I'm a Sadiddy boy now, but I had to take my cashier's check to the leasing office, so that's why you boy doing a later video. But anyway, let's get right into it. Leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. Not only that, y'all, but y'all be sure to ring my bell so you can be notified after every single video I post. I hope everybody had a wonderful day because your boy had a marvelous one. And y'all, we're going to go ahead and get directly into it. Number one, this right here, y'all. This is how you know someone found out who you are and was shook. They went from friendly to foe. Yeah, they went from friendly to foe. Family, it don't just happen that way. You don't just go from being my best friend, you know, wanting to shake my hand, give me a hug, you know, show love, offer me food, offer to invite me to this place. It don't just happen like that. And then now we're enemies. Now you're all of a sudden too busy. Now you're all of a sudden, you know, out of range. You know, you got to be the Secretary of the State to get in contact with you. I got to be the President of the United States to get in contact with you. It don't just happen like that, y'all. You know, it's some events that transpired mentally. Yeah, but you know, well, what happened? Because I ain't do nothing to them. Listen, y'all, I'm still trying to figure it out. You see what I'm saying? It's not about what you did to them. It's about who you are to them. Yeah, it's not about what you did to them. It's about who you are to them. And that's why they are acting a certain way to you. I met this social media influencer on social media. funny, right? But yeah, I met this social media influencer or social media, and they reached out to me and they was like, yo, I want to invite you out to this event. And I was cool with it. You know, I was like, all right, great. And so I thought that I ain't gonna say I met a friend, but I would just say associate, somebody who can possibly be a long-term colleague, right? And so they invited me out and vibes was good. I would definitely say that vibes were good, right? But long story short, we just started kind of fading away. And to be quite honest, y'all, I'll be 100 with y'all. I was open and available because I know I can get distant very quick. I'm very aware of that. So I try to work on that by, you know what, let me reach out to this person. And every time I reached out, it was always, oh, I'm busy. Oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do that. Oh, I got to do this. And what I realized is I believe when people realize that you're a real one, when people realize that you're not just talking chosen one talk, when people realize that you're not just making these videos because it sound good and you really act this way in real life, people tend to go from being friendly to foe. Because it's like you're exposing them for who they are not. I really live this way. Do you? I really walk in this walk. Do you? Right? Like you have a lot of worldly chosen ones, worldly Christians, worldly Christ-like people, worldly religious people, worldly spiritual people. You got a lot of people who are still worldly, but they make this content of, I'm a chosen one, I'm Christ-like, I'm a Christian, I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, you can't be possibly that because you're dancing with the sinners. And I know, y'all, I've said this before. Jesus ate dinner with the sinners, but he ate dinner with the sinners and conversed with the sinners because he had a purpose. He had a mission that he was trying to accomplish. These jokers over here dancing with the sinners because they are enjoying their time. It's a big difference, right? It's a big difference. But this is what I'm talking about, y'all. They went from friendly to foe. And I experienced it, y'all, firsthand. And not just only that time, but a plethora of other times, all right? Number 2 is going to be this right here, y'all. Your track record intimidated them. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder. For my chosen ones in the back. Listen, family, your track record intimidated them. See, family, you are scary on paper. I'm gonna be honest. You the real deal in real life, but you're also scary on paper. When a person reads your resume, okay, when a person read your reputation or study your reputation, when people hear how other people speak about you, oh yeah, you a beast on paper. Yeah, somebody drop in the comments and say, I'm the real deal. Can you imagine working with someone, or even better yet, going to school with someone, and this particular person who you went to school with, they came from whether it was a public school or private school, but they had all A's then. And this was since elementary. So from elementary, all A's. From middle school, all A's. Winning competition, spelling bees. Then high school, all A's. Winning competition and spelling bees. Then they went to college, all A's. Graduated, all A's. And then they get to this job, but this particular person who is in charge have the ability to hire or fire them. Do you think that that person gonna be happy with them? Do you think that person gonna be happy with them? No. Yeah, you got the ability to take my spot. I'm looking at your track record, dog, and I'm a little intimidated by that, right? Y'all remember the episode where Martin was trying to be a TV personality because he had got fired, or I think he quit the job with Stan. Either Stan fired him or he quit. I can't remember, y'all. But either way it go, he was not working at the radio station no more. So where he went? He went to the TV spot because Gina had set him up with the TV interview. So he did the TV interview, and it was a lady who was second in command, right? But she had power, and he had to listen to her as well. Did y'all see how intimidated she was by Martin? You know, she was trying to make his job hard and trying to make his job seem like it wasn't important. You know, and although he was a associate producer, but she still just kind of made it seem like it was less than what it was. All right. These are the type of people that you're going to encounter when they know that you have a good track record. They know that you had all A's in school, okay? And even if you wasn't the best in school, maybe you had a great resume on the job, right? Maybe you've been to certain events. You've worked with certain celebrities. You have a great social media platform. You have a great record of how you handle situations. Listen, y'all, what I'm simply saying is that your track record intimidates them. Listen, it goes all the way down to if you got a track record of knocking people out like Mike Tyson. I'm just being honest, y'all. Your track record intimidates them. When they see who you are on paper, yeah, they're going to give you, or they're going to make your life a living hell. We're going to say it like that. They're going to try to make your life a living hell, but they'll never be able to succeed at it for long because you're already destined and it's already written for you to win. Someone found out who you were and was shook. And this is how you know your track record intimidated them. It was all good until you told them, yeah, I worked with this person, I did this, I did that, and you wasn't even bragging. That's why, y'all, when I meet certain people, I don't even tell them I'm a social media influencer. I'm just a regular person, man. Hey, my name Reno, man. If you happen to follow me, if you happen to see what I have going on, fine. But I'm not gonna come out and say anything about what I do. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm not going to, shed light on what I do just because I know how people act, right? They get shook and they look at you differently, all because your track record is intimidating, right? Number 3 is going to be this right here, y'all. They try to ignore you. They try to ignore you. Somebody drop in the comments and say, you can't ignore the real? Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say you can't ignore the real. Family, when people know that you are somebody special, when people know that you are a chosen one, when people know that you are worth every penny that you are asking for, they are going to try to ignore you because they know that if you get what you are deserving of, you're going to not only perform, but you're going to also have the results, and it's going to make you look good. You're going to give the results. You're going to produce the results. Not only is it going to make you look good, but it's going to make the company look good. It's going to make the relationship look good. It's going to make the business look good, right? And if they look good, that means that, again, you look good, and somebody who's in position don't want to see that. Somebody who's used to being the only one don't want to see that. All right. Listen, y'all, it can be more than one lion in the jungle. I used to think that it can only be one lion in the jungle. No. Do you know how big the jungle is? Right? Everybody can have their own territory, especially if you work hard for it, especially if you're willing to be a great leader, especially if you're willing to, be an upstanding man or woman. It can be more than one lion in the jungle. Therefore, you don't have to tear down or kill the next lion who you see just because they have that potential. So, family, if you've ever been the type of person who, stood out because of your clothing, your style, your swag, you stood out because of how you look, maybe you're beautiful, you're handsome, you stood out because you always had talent, you stood out, you're going to notice that people will ignore you quicker than they will ignore somebody else who don't have half of the talent that you got, right? They will ignore you quicker than the other person who don't have half of the talent that you have. Y'all get what I'm saying? Drop in the comments and let me know. They're going to try to ignore you to teach you a lesson. That's why they doing it to, what's his name, y'all? Shedeur Sanders. They doing it to Shedeur. They did it to Shiloh. And by the way, Shiloh wasn't, that good of a football player, but they did it to him. They're going to do it to people who they feel are not worthy of the prestige and worthy of the respect that they get, right? Just like what Michael B. What's his name, y'all? Michael B. Jordan said on Black Panther, "Is this y'all king? This y'all king right here? Watch what I do with him, and watch what I do to him. Watch how I make him act. Watch how I defeat y'all king. Don't support him. Don't choose him. This y'all king." You see what I'm saying, y'all? That's what they're trying to do. And that's why they ignore you. All right. Number 4 is going to be this right here, y'all. You find them wanting you to prove yourself. You find them wanting you to prove yourself, right? So when a person know who you are, they automatically know that you are capable of doing what they have asked you to do, but they want you to prove yourself. Yeah, show me you can run that football like that. Yeah, show me that you are able to argue in that courtroom as the lawyer that we all know you are, but prove it to us. Yeah, show me that you can manage money. Show me that you are worthy of this job. I know you're worthy of it, but show me. Yeah, somebody drop in the comments and say, "I don't have to prove nothing." Yes, sir. Make sure you drop in the comments, family, and say, "I don't have to prove anything," right? It's almost like that person who you are in a relationship with, and this particular person know that you are capable. This person know that you are a good person. They know that you're overly qualified. However, since they're not qualified, since they are not, capable and they are incapable, since they are not as talented, since they are not on the level that you're on, they feel so insecure to where they got to make you prove yourself over and over and over and over again. Yeah, prove that you're loyal. Prove that I can trust you. Prove that you are good enough. Prove. But what they're really doing is projecting onto you. What they're really doing is saying that, hey, I know I can't do it. I know that I'm not capable. So on the next person I'm going to project, you happen to be the next person in line. And so you find yourself proving to them something you know and they know that you can do times 10, but they can't. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. So they found out who you were, but they were shook. They know they can't compare with you. And the thing is, y'all, you can never compete when you can't compare, right? A Christian rap artist cannot compare to a person who's doing secular music in the music industry, right? A person who's doing secular music in the music industry cannot compare to a person who's doing, country gospel. I mean, the list goes on. There's no comparison. We're in 2 different lanes. And that's the same thing with yourself. They're not in the same lane as you. Number 5, y'all, is going to be this right here. They make it hard for you, all right? They make it hard for you. Family, when you are a person who is powerful, when you are a person who is loving, when you are a person who is popular, right? straight up popular, a celebrity. You know, when you have substance, let's just stick it with this one word. When you have substance and you're not like everybody else, oh yeah, y'all, it's gonna be a big issue. They gonna make it hard for you, right? Just like when Tupac went to prison, I'm not glorifying prison, y'all, by any shape, form, or fashion. I'm just making my point. When Tupac went to prison, with him being a celebrity, the way it was portrayed is that the guards tried to make an example out of Tupac. You see what I'm saying? When you have a celebrity status, when you have more money, when you come off as being gravitational, when people look up to you, sometimes, a lot of times, people of authority and those who have something that you may need are going to try to make it hard for you. They're going to try to make it difficult for you. They're going to try to put you through hell and back just to get something that they're willingly going to give to somebody else. But just because you are you and I'm shook, oh, I'm going to make it difficult for you. Yeah, I got to make that example. All right. But I need somebody to drop in the comments and say, make an example out of yourself. Yes, sir. Make an example out of yourself. The reason why I say this, y'all, is because when they're trying to make an example out of you, this is something that was already done to them, and they're just hurting you. See, hurt people, and they tend to hurt other people because nobody had that mercy on them. Nobody had that love for them. Nobody had that understanding for them. And so a person who they look at who has more than them, or somebody who got a silver spoon, somebody who is talented, you know, somebody who everybody like, they free pick them, right? They free pick them. And so the point that I am making, y'all, is that, yeah, they make it hard for you. This is how you know they know who you are. They making it hard for you. Everybody else, they going to let them come right on through. Everybody else, they going to let them get away with it. But, oh, since you are you can't get away with it. You think you privileged. You think you tough. You think you smart. You think you intelligent. You think you chosen. This sound familiar, y'all? Drop in the comments and let me know. But with that being said, family, we're going to go ahead and get up out of here, y'all. I need you to understand something. Someone found out who you were, and they are shook, y'all, all right? But as a quick recap, number one, they went from friendly to foe. Number two, your track record intimidated them. Number three, they try to ignore you. Number four, you find them wanting you to prove yourself. And number five, they make it hard for you, all right? With that being said, family, I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Y'all make sure y'all go over to the Rich Mentality Academy, join the membership, go meet your tribe. Be sure to get you a book, get you a Yes Sir t-shirt, and of course, be sure to book a one-on-one session with your boy. But I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.